there's always a story that comes along, kind of defines who you are or the way you see yourself. But just listen for a sec. See, the story is about a little boy. A little boy who was playing outdoors. And while he was playing, he found a caterpillar. Carefully picking up this caterpillar, he took it home to take good care of it. And at home he found a large jar and put plants to eat and a stick to climb on. And every day he watched this caterpillar and brought it new things to eat. And then one day, the caterpillar climbed up a stick and started to act strangely. The boy worriedly watched the caterpillar as he started creating this cocoon, but he knew at that moment that something magical was happening. That he knew at that moment a caterpillar was turning into a butterfly. The boy watched every single day. He waited for the butterfly to emerge, and then one day it happened. A small hole appeared in the cocoon, and the butterfly started to come out. At first, the boy was excited. This was a moment that he was waiting for, and he couldn't believe his eyes. But as he started to look closer, he became concerned. See, the butterfly was struggling to get out. It looked like it couldn't break free, and it looked desperate. It looked like it was making no progress. So the boy, obviously seeing this, wanted to help. He ran and got some scissors and then came back and snipped the cocoon to make the hole big enough, and the butterfly quickly emerged. But as the butterfly came out, the boy became concerned. He was surprised to see that the butterfly had a swollen body and small shriveled wings. He continued to watch the butterfly, expecting that at any moment the wings would dry out, enlarge and expand to support this swollen body. But it never happened. And the butterfly never learned to fly. You see, the butterfly was supposed to struggle. In fact, the butterfly struggled to push its way through the tiny opening of the cocoon, pushes the fluid out of its body and into its wings, shrinking its body and growing its wings. See, without the struggle, the butterfly would never fly. Now, isn't that true about life? When struggles come our way, we blame them. We don't see them as opportunities, helping us learn to fly. Struggles grow our wings. Here are some of the struggles that we face, that I've heard about, that I've experienced, that I've seen people experience. Things like we have ADD, we have ADHD, we read too slowly, we struggle to understand, we can't spell, we're dyslexic, we're autistic, we're Asperger's, we stress, we get depressed, we get hopeless, we have Tourette's syndrome, we compulsively obsess over things we cannot control, we hurt, we get bullied, we bully others, we struggle. We struggle every day. You know who else struggled? Albert Einstein struggled. In fact, he had dyslexia. So did Alexander Graham Bell, Leonardo da Vinci, Pablo Picasso, Andy Warhol, John Lennon, Muhammad Ali, Thomas Edison, George Washington, and Walt Disney. They really struggled to spell. And they really struggled to read. Justin Timberlake, he struggles too. Do you know that he has ADD? And so does Whoopi Goldberg, Robin Williams, and Jamie Oliver. Abraham Lincoln struggled with severe anxiety and stress disorders. David Beckham has OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Bill Gates has Asperger's syndrome. Napoleon Bonaparte struggled with autism. Mozart has Tourette's syndrome, and so does Samuel L. Jackson. Stevie Wonder is blind. Halle Berry is 80% deaf in one ear, and Beethoven became completely deaf. Stephen Hawking, considered as one of the greatest minds of our time, has a motor neuron disease. See, these people, they could have let their struggles define them. They could have let their struggles stop them. They could have, but they didn't. Albert Einstein did not let his dyslexia define him. He pushed on to develop the general theory of relativity, one of the two pillars of modern physics, and received a 1921 Nobel Prize in physics. Alexander Graham Bell was dyslexic. While both his mother and wife were deaf, he saw these struggles as opportunities to find solutions and became a scientist, inventor, engineer, and the innovator who invented the first telephone. He has been described as one of the most influential figures in human history. Leonardo da Vinci, one remarkable indication that he was dyslexic was in his handwriting. Most of the time, he wrote his notes backwards in mirror image, but he isn't remembered for his dyslexia. He's remembered for his designs, inventions, and paintings. Pablo Picasso changed the face of art in the 20th century, introducing Cubism. Andy Warhol became one of the most famous art icons in the world. John Lennon was the founding member of the Beatles, which became the most commercially successful band to date. Muhammad Ali is considered among the greatest heavyweights in the sport's history. At the age of 22, he won the World Heavyweight Championship. And Thomas Edison tried and failed 999 times before he invented the light bulb. He never saw it as a failure. He merely learned 999 ways how not to make a light bulb. And on his 1000th attempt, he got it right. If Justin Timberlake didn't have ADD, would he be able to do so many things so well, like singing, acting, and record producing? Whoopi Goldberg is one of the few people to have won an Oscar, a Grammy, and an Emmy Award. Robin Williams has celebrated a life full of successful movies and a stand-up comedy show. And Jamie Oliver, the Naked Chef, is changing the face of food and healthy living around the world. If David Beckham did not have obsessive-compulsive disorder, would he have been able to master his football skills to the level of his intensity that he has? If Bill Gates had not have Asperger's, would he have become the successful billionaire CEO of Microsoft? Mozart had Tourette syndrome and composed his first song, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, at the age of 12, and Beethoven composed his last and arguably the best musical masterpiece when he was already deaf. He never even got to hear it. So now often I think to myself, what's stopping me? You know, who am I to say I have an excuse? Honestly and seriously, what's your excuse?
So wake me up when it's all over.